Good morning, students. In today's class, we will discuss problems related to pressure on plane surfaces. First problem is, a parallelogram is immersed in water with one side being in the surface. Divide it into n parts by the horizontal lines, so that the thrust on these parts may be equal. We are to show that the depth of the dividing lines are proportional to square root of natural numbers. So let us consider the parallelogram A0, B0, Bn, An. This parallelogram is immersed in water. Density of water we have denoted by rho. One side of this parallelogram, A0, B0, this side, that is lying in the surface. Let us take the length of this side is A and length of this side A0, An, that is B. Height of the parallelogram, let us denote by H. These are the straight lines A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3 and so on. These straight lines divide this parallelogram into n parts. First part is A0, B0, B1, A1. Second part is A1, B1, B2, A2. In this way, and the thrust on each of these parts that are equal. Now, let us take H1 is the depth of the line A1, B1 from the free surface. H2 is the depth of the line A2, B2 from the free surface. Continuing like this, in general, the depth of the line AN, BN from the free surface we have taken as HN. HN is same as H. H is the height of parallelogram. So we are to prove that these H1, H2, H3 up to HN, these are proportional to square root of natural numbers. Now, because the thrust on each of these strips A0, B0, B1, A1, second strip A1, B1, B2, A2, on all these strips the thrusts are equal. So we can say that the thrust on the strip AR minus 1, BR minus 1, BR, AR, that will be 1 by R of the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, BR, AR. And also the thrust on each of the strips, that is 1 by n of the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, Bn, An. Now these two values are equal, so we get 1 by R times the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, BR, AR. That is equal to 1 by n times the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, Bn, An. Now the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, BR, AR, that is given by pressure at center of gravity of this parallelogram into area of the parallelogram. Now the depth of center of gravity below the free surface for this parallelogram is HR by 2. So the pressure at the center of gravity will be rho into G into HR by 2. And area of this parallelogram is base into height. Base is A and the height of this parallelogram is HR. Also, the thrust on the parallelogram A0, B0, Bn, An, that is given by pressure at its center of gravity into the area of this parallelogram. Pressure at center of gravity is rho into G into Hn by 2. Area of this parallelogram is base into height. Base is A. Height of this parallelogram is Hn. Now Hn is same as H and rho G is cancelled from both sides. So we get 1 upon R times HR square is equal to 1 upon N times H square. So from here we can find HR, which is given by the square root of R by N into H. Now putting the values for R, when R is 1, this will become H1 is equal to H upon under root n. For R is equal to 2, we get H2 is equal to under root 2 into h upon under root n and continuing like this. Thus from here we can see that the depth of the dividing lines are proportional to the square root of natural numbers. So this completes the solution of this problem. Now, second problem is a cone full of water is placed with its one side on a horizontal table. We have to show that the thrust on its base is 3 sine alpha times the weight of the liquid contained, where 2 alpha is vertical angle of the cone. Now let us take OAB. This is a cone with the side OA on the horizontal table. Alpha is the semi-vertical angle of the cone, and height of the cone let us denote by h. This is height of the cone. Radius of the base of the cone, this is BC, and we can find BC from this right angle triangle OBC. Now in this right angle triangle OBC, we can find BC by OC is equal to tangent alpha. So BC will be OC into tangent alpha, that will be H tangent alpha. Now we can find the area of the base of the cone. Area of the base, that is pi into the square of radius. Radius is H tan alpha. So the area of the base will become pi H square tan square alpha. Now we have to find the thrust on the base and the weight of the liquid contained in the cone. Now thrust on the base means pressure at its center of gravity into area of the base. Center of gravity of the base, that is C, and its depth below the free surface is CL. Now we can find CL from this right angle triangle. CL upon CB is equal to cos alpha. So CL will be CB into cos alpha. So we can find thrust on the base by using this formula: pressure at the center of gravity of the base into area of the base. Pressure at center of gravity is rho into G into CL, and area of the base we have obtained pi H square tangent square alpha. We can put the value CL from here, which is CB cos alpha. So we have obtained thrust on the base. Now let us find weight of the liquid contained in the cone. Weight means volume into density into G. Volume of the cone 1 by 3 pi r square h. Density of the liquid we have denoted by rho into G. Now the radius is h tangent alpha. So putting the values, we have obtained weight of the liquid contained in the cone, which is 1 by 3 pi h cube tangent square alpha into rho into G. Now let us find the ratio of thrust on the base and weight of the liquid. Thrust on the base we have obtained rho G into BC cos alpha into pi h square tangent square alpha, and the weight of the liquid, that is 1 by 3 pi h cube tangent square alpha into rho G. Rho G is cancelled from numerator and denominator, putting the value of BC, which is h tangent alpha. So simplifying this expression, we get the ratio of thrust on the base and weight of the liquid, which is obtained as 3 sine alpha. So we have shown that the thrust on the base is 3 sine alpha times the weight of the liquid contained. So this solves the problem. Now our next problem is a hollow weightless hemisphere filled with liquid is suspended freely from a point in the rim of its base. We have to show that the thrust on the plane base is to the weight of the liquid contained is 12 ratio under root 73. So let us consider this is a hemisphere which is suspended from the point A. A is the point on the rim of the base AB. OA, this is the radius. Let us take it to be A. G is the center of gravity of the hemisphere. So the distance OG, that will be 3/8 times of the radius. Now we are to find the thrust on the plane base and the weight of the liquid contained. So let us find them one by one. First we find thrust on the base. By the formula, it is given by pressure at the center of gravity of the base into area of the base. Pressure at center of gravity of the base is rho into G into the depth of center of gravity of the base below the free surface, which is OK, and the area of the base, that is pi a square. Now to find OK, we can use this right angle triangle OAK. So in this right angle triangle, OK upon OA is equal to cos theta. So OK will be OA into cos theta. Now to find the value of cos theta. Now cos theta from this triangle OAG. Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. In this triangle, base is OA, hypotenuse is AG. So cos theta will become OA upon AG. Now let us find AG. Now AG can be obtained by using Pythagoras theorem from this right angle triangle AOG. AG will be square root of OG square plus OA square. Now OG is 3/8 times A. OA is the radius of hemisphere, which is A. So putting the values here, we have obtained the value of AG, which is √733 upon 8 times of A. Now we can put value of AG here. So we have obtained the value of cos theta as 8 upon √73. So we can substitute the value of cos theta here. So we have obtained thrust on the plane base given by 8 pi a cube rho g upon √73. Now let us find the weight of the liquid contained in the hemisphere. By the formula, weight means volume into density into g. Volume of the hemisphere, that is 2/3 pi a cube. Density is rho and g is acceleration due to gravity. Now because we are to find the ratio of thrust on the plane base and the weight of the liquid contained in the hemisphere. So dividing the two, this can be written as 8 pi a cube rho g upon √73 divided by 2/3 pi a cube rho g. So simplifying this expression, we get the required ratio, which is 12:73, square root of 73. So this completes the solution of this problem.